this video, I want to show you my winter garden. Let's go. Here we are starting with my arborvitae hedge. I recently installed this arch and I love the structure it provides. This was taken on a frosty day, so you can see the needles are covered in frost. This here is heuchera or coral bells, and I love the combination of silvery and purple leaves. It does provide a lot of color, which I desperately need in winter months here. These green mounds are grape hyacinth. They are pretty much evergreen for me year round, and in spring you can't beat their beauty. This section does look a little bit sparse. This is the area where I had white begonia, and they died back with colder weather. But I planted some ajuga here as the ground cover, and it spread quickly. Even though it doesn't look like much in this video, the combination of ajuga and the little green mounds is just enough to make me happy. In this next section of the border, you can still see some pumpkins, which I am planning on retiring here soon. I have some lamb's ear, which I thought for sure by now it would have turned into mush, but it's looking pretty decent, and I love the silvery color it brings. I planted some violas, which are supposed to bring color, but they're struggling since we haven't had many sunny days. In this area, I recently cleaned up the annuals that died back, including the 4 o'clocks, petunia, and salvia. Surprisingly enough, some annuals like this gazania are still going strong, and I love their winter coats. I have one lonely heuchera here, and then I wanted to show you this cup and saucer vine did produce one bloom this year. It just got planted a little too late. And here you can see more of frost dotted arborvitae. I have to say, with this flower bed I am struggling, so I tried to bring a pop of color with this funny little statue. While in spring, summer, and fall I know exactly what to do with this bed, I still haven't figured out how to make it prettier over winter. I recently redecorated this area for the holidays. Here I have a lovely white hellebore. It looks a little bit sad with its flowers all drooping, but it will perk back up as soon as the temperatures are above freezing. In this container, it looks like the variegated ivy is taking over. There is some white heather, and then 2 violas, which look pretty sad because they're not getting any sun. Here is a look at my rose garden. This is after I have trimmed the roses. So the area is now dominated by these beautiful tiny white flowers of the lobelia. I am very much looking forward to repeating this look next year. My English lavender does have some purple panicles or purple spikes, which does happen to be my favorite color. So as mangy as it looks, I am determined to keep it. This is a rosemary bush which I shaped into a sphere. This is oregano, which turns out to be a much tougher plant than I thought. This is periwinkle with some of its beautiful blooms. Over here is my oleander, which I started from cutting. This is its first year in the ground. I'm not sure if it's going to do well, but I certainly hope so. It has already bloomed for me twice this year. Here's another look at the periwinkle. It grows along the side of my house here, or the front of the house, I should say. This little tree, I believe, is Alberta spruce or Canadian spruce. It is very dense, providing a lot of interest year-round. And for the season, it does have Christmas lights. We are now at the front yard, which I didn't film during that frosty day, so I am inserting footage from another day. You can see my white containers. At the very top are some beautiful violas, which don't have a single bloom. We really need more sunshine. This is tricolor heather, some pink dianthus, ajuga, and then this silvery bush is the curry plant. I wanted you to see this spectacular show that my holly bush has provided. Look at its leaves outlined with frost, and the way they are contrasted against the red berries. This is cotton lavender. And here is Anderson's Hebe or Veronica, which I believe will remain evergreen for me, as this blue stone crop will as well. This is Euonymus or Japanese spindle. And just look at the crystals on these leaves. Amazing. This is my blue spruce. I love this tree so much. I love how tall it has gotten and how dense it is, how full it is. Here is my bamboo. Bamboo is hardy in my zone and it is evergreen. So the canes that you are looking at that are barren, this is due to them not getting sufficient water in summer, so they had all died back but recovered very nicely. The frost looks pretty on grass as well. You can see I have a mixture of plants in this lawn, just native grasses and weeds. And in my front swoop, I still have some beautiful mums, some of them more prolific than others. Very tough plants. And this area is nothing to write home about, but it's green. And here is my front gate. Look at how intricate these look with frost on them. Finally, I wanted to show you my backyard. Here I have more hellebore, another one drooping sadly. And then I have spotted laurel or gold dust. I have some carex grass, I believe, and several mums that I'm overwintering in pots. On some of these, I have trimmed off the spent flowers. Here is the only rose I haven't trimmed yet. It does have a bud here, so I'm having a hard time making myself cut it. In the foreground, I have a little bit more of lamb's ear. This flower bed has seen better days. It looks very tired. The blooms on the mums looked absolutely wretched, so I snipped them off. And I will probably take down the entire plants as well. For winter interest, I have some gorgeous hellebores, some primrose, and this beautiful heuchera. I have left dry panicles on my hydrangea. I am a bit worried that they are pushing new growth since we may still get more frost. This may well affect their blooms or lack thereof next season. On this hill I have some ice plant, which mostly blooms in summer, and phlox, which blooms in spring. Here I have pink Anderson's Hebe, and this is its second winter in the ground. In this container with pampas grass, I placed some red berries and painted branch of leaves from a flower arrangement. And I wanted to show you this exotic plant, which is actually very winter hardy. This passion flower is an evergreen in my area. How cool is that? Here you can see more cup and saucer vine. These were more prolific. And then this is my winter jasmine, which has just started to bloom. Just what I need in the dead of winter. This is my wisteria, which is deciduous, but I wanted to show you that it's been entwined, so it provides more interest even in winter. Here is another container, which is a mishmash of things, including some berries and eucalyptus from another arrangement. Here you can see my barren fig trees and some rock cress. These two silvery bushes are curry plants. I love the shape of this acer tree. And we've come back to where we started this winter garden tour. Thank you for watching.